Welcome, everybody. My name is Sandra.
And I'm Ruth, and Sandra and I are facilitating the 3-day workshop, Conversations with Shame. Sandra and I have been working together for 14 years now with the Forgiveness Project. Actually, would you like to say more about that, Sandra?
Yes, I mean, the Forgiveness Project is a community of storytellers, over 170, who explore what it means to heal, restore, and rehumanize. And these are storytellers who have either had harm inflicted upon them or harm inflicted towards others. So our work with the Forgiveness Project has been very profound, and it's been specific in prison. So our prison program Restore is an intensive group-based program for men and women. It runs over 3 or 4 days, and we hold a circle space where everybody shares their lived experience and their stories. And what it fundamentally asks is one to look at different perspectives and how we can hold a curious disposition to listen to others people's stories and their experiences and say, if I had lived your life, could I have done what you did? So I think we've learned so much from this program of work. And we come here because while we were looking at facilitating this program, we always thought we were facilitating the space of trauma. But actually what we've realized is that we are facilitating a space of shame that is from unresolved trauma. And so that led us to really investigate, let's look at this more, because it's so unrecognized and not understood by so many people, and that was including ourselves. So let me come to you.
Yeah, I would say what we noticed was that shame, people are frightened of shame, and it feels quite dangerous to work with shame, and certainly to name shame explicitly. So Sandra and I's first thing that we wanted to do was to really robustly research. So we were granted a research fellowship with the Griffin Society and with the Department of Criminology at Cambridge University to really explore how shame manifests, particularly in women in the criminal justice system. And out of this research, we found recommendations on how to work with shame. And we developed a shame-informed approach that is specifically to give you tools, skills, confidence to work in this arena. In a way, it's to give you a handle on shame. So it's something that you can work with rather than being a force and a power that feels out of your control.
And I think that's really important because we cannot underestimate that shame is universal and ubiquitous, and it's everywhere. And it's in every institution. I mean, we work in prisons, and obviously prison is based on a shame system. But so too is the NHS has shame attached to it, medicine. So too do schools and education. There are so many areas that we need to look at where this shame is the driving force for certain behaviors or certain manifestations that we don't actually recognize to be shame. And yet that's what lies underneath it. So this training, this workshop with you all, is really looking at this understanding of, one, how shame interlocks with trauma, 2, to understand our own competency of our own shame and how it interlocks with others, 3, to look at the skills and the facilitation tools that we need to have as a resource under us in all the work that we're doing with groups and individuals, and also to look at the personal and societal shame, how these interlock together, because they are not separated out. And often we are deemed in an individualist society to think it's just me, and it's just me alone dealing with this. We need to look at the wider social and cultural place that shame plays out. So I think we often say, Ruth, and you've said this so many times, is we are here to de-shame shame. We are here to give language to shame. And I often say, once we find the language for it, it can liberate us to start to work with it.
And I think also the other thing that really came out of our research and our work is how shame kills empathy. So shame also kills connection, it kills communities, it kills a way to be with one another and take those perspectives. So part of what we're looking to really skill you up at is how to bring that connection back to life despite the shame, how to work with shame in a way that it, as Sandra said, to sort of de-shame it and actually somewhat controversially befriend shame, so that shame is something that is not so frightening, is not so powerful. I mean, we've had a lot of humor in our work around shame, actually.
And you use this word, we need to get nimble.
Nimble.
So
with shame.
with that, we really welcome you to join us, and
Yeah.
thank you so much for being here with us.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you. Bye-bye
Bye-bye.
now. Bye-bye.